their footsteps. They start going back to this place where he stood on the rock and he was washed up. And they were telling each other stories on the way. And then, when they came back to the place they lost the fish, they found Khidr alayhi salam. And they realized by talking to him that this person was excelling in ibadah. He was very pure. He was very pure. And he was very knowledgeable about how to do ibadah and irfan, which is the knowledge of Allah. And he was very sincere from his speech. And in the Quran, Allah is saying that whom we had given rahmah from us to him, to Khidr alayhi salam. And we had taught him from us a knowledge. In the Quran, it's mentioned as Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَعَلَّمْنَاهُ مِنْ لَدُنَّا عِلْمًا. So when we hear, maybe in some of the books, ilmi ledun. This is the ledun in that Allah Jalla Jalaluhu is saying that He has given Khidr alayhi salam in the Quran. This is a special knowledge. By the way, all these explanations are coming from the tafsir of Abdul Qadir Gailani Rahmatullah alayh in his tafsir of Quran. And he's saying that Khidr alayhi salam was given the knowledge of the past, knowledge of what's going on now, and knowledge of what is going to happen in the future. The ilm of ghaib, what's unseen by normal people, which Musa alayhi salam did not possess at that time. And this was not the knowledge that is taught in a classroom with books. This is knowledge that Allah Jalla Jalaluhu is saying that He has taught him from His knowledge, specifically. And then Musa alayhi salam asked him, may I follow him? Look at the gentleness of his khitab of Khidr alayhi salam. He already had a connection with him, and he was asking him, may I follow you on that? You teach me of what you have been taught, of right guidance. But Khidr alayhi salam has given him the answer that maybe he was not prepared to hear. He said, indeed, you will never be able to have patience with me. What I do might contradict what you have been given by Allah Jalla Jalaluhu in Tawrah. He was given the book. So what I will do might seem to you contradictory to what is in the Sharia that is given to you. So because of that, you might not have patience with what I will do. And also he has told them another reason that he said that, and how can you have patience for what you do not encompass about any knowledge? So you don't know anything about what I do. You've never heard of it. You've never been explained the wisdom behind what I do. But Musa alayhi salam said that you will find me, inshallah, if Allah wills, patient. And I will not disobey any of your orders. I will follow everything you say. I'm not going to question it. Then Khidr alayhi salam clearly told him that he said, if you follow me, do not ask me anything about what is going on until I present you an explanation. Don't ask me any questions. Just go with me. Anything I do, do not question it until when I explain you the reason behind it. So they both set up. Now in the Quran, Allah Jalla say that both of them went out. Yusha alayhi salam was the third, but he did not come with them until they came onto a ship. So they went by the sea, they see this ship, and they asked the people, and they offered them to come with them in the ship at no cost. They're not going to charge him for the travel. So they got on the ship. Immediately, Khidr alayhi salam, what did he do? He started to remove some of the planks from the ship. Those are the boards, those wooden ships. Then he started to remove the planks out of it. So Musa alayhi salam panicked. He took his cloth out of his back, and then he started to cover it. Nobody else saw this event but two of them, right? So he started to cover the hole. And then what did he say that? Have you made a hole in it to drown its people? What are you doing? These are nice people. They took us. They're not going to charge us anymore, and now you're trying to drown them. Certainly you have done a grave thing. A grave thing is what? Something is very serious. A grave mistake, right? And then Khidr alayhi salam, of course, he smiled and said, did I not say indeed you will never be able to have patience with me? I told you. What I do might contradict what you know that this is Sharia. Sharia says don't damage the ship. So I told you you will not have patience with me. So Musa alayhi salam with his adab, he said, do not blame me for what I forgot. I forgot that I promised you I was going to be patient with you. So I forgot. And do not be hard upon me, raising difficulty in my affair. So they both set out again. Until they met a boy. And this boy was mentioned in the tafsir that he has not reached puberty yet, and he was playing with the other boys. What Khidr alayhi salam did, it says in the Quran, is that then he killed him. It's more serious for somebody that is used to the Sharia of what we know even now, for him to go and kill a young boy is pretty serious. And then Musa alayhi salam immediately say, have you killed a pure soul that has not even reached puberty? He hasn't done anything. He didn't even kill another person, so you can have qisas, right? You just killed this boy for no reason. So he didn't understand. He didn't understand the wisdom behind it. So he immediately asked questions. And he says, certainly you have done a horrific thing. Because he could not believe that a little boy was killed in front of him. He said, you have done a horrific thing. First it was grave, now it's a horrific thing. He said, did I not tell you, you will never be able to have patience with me? He said, I told you. What I do, it might seem to you it's contradictory to your understanding of Sharia. And then Musa alayhi salam, of course, he said, please, don't leave me because I had bad thoughts about you. But because of his adab, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam explained this part that because of his adab, he said that if I ask you about anything after this, do not keep me as a companion. So if I do the same thing again, be impatient, then don't keep me as a companion. We're just going to separate our ways. And then Khidr alayhi salam, it says in the tafsir that he was kind of looking stern, not angry, but stern. He said that if I ask you, if you barely you have reached the end of an excuse for me, you have given enough excuses, this is the end of it. So they set out until they came to a town, and then they asked for food from its people, and they didn't give them any hospitality. They didn't give them any food, they didn't give them any place to stay. So what they went is that they went a little bit outside the city, and then they set a camp, and they saw that there's a wall that is just falling apart. It's old. And then Khidr alayhi salam went and started repairing the wall and finished repairing it. And then of course Musa alayhi salam said that if you wish, surely you could have taken a payment for it. They didn't give us any place to stay, they didn't give us any food. What do? You fix it? Why don't you even go there and ask something in return? You're doing it for no return at all. He said this. Khidr alayhi salam of course said that this is the parting between me and you. I will inform you of the interpretation of what you were not able to have patience for. So the wisdom behind the events that happened is that first the ship belonged to poor people. And this was only means for them to earn their living. So there was a king that was confiscating all the ships that he sees, that he could use. So this ship, since it was defective, he wouldn't confiscate from them, and they would keep making a living. As far as the boy, because of the nature of the boy, even though he hasn't reached puberty, when he grew up, because his parents were good people, and they loved this boy, when he grew up, he was going to have them deviate from the good things that they believed and practiced. So they were going to go towards the kufr, this disbelief, rather than what the salihah played, the maqam they have right now. So we ask Allah Jalla Jalaluhu to give them a child that is better, that is more compassionate towards them, and it will be a believer when he grows up. So Allah Jalla Jalaluhu replaces this son that was going to have them do things that was not going to be good for them, replace them with somebody better. As far as the people of the town, this wall belonged to two orphans. Their father was a pious person, and there was a treasure underneath the wall. And Allah Jalla Jalaluhu wanted these orphans to grow up and have this treasure, the gold and the silver. So Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, with this infinite mercy for these orphans, and their father was a pious person, wanted this treasure when they grow up, not now. Because now, if they have it, somebody might take it from them and use it for other things, and they might not get it when they grow up. So what happens is that our khutbah's topic is Khidr alayhi. And if you read the tafsir, there's many things that ulama talked about over the centuries. But let's go to Mawlana Jalaluddin Rumi. He's saying that there was a Khalifa during the Abbasi times, and he had a security chief. This person, like chief of police, he was in charge of the security. He was a pious person. He did his prayers. He was very knowledgeable about our religion, Islam at that time, Abbasi Khalifa, but he was very just. When he treated the Muslims, the people, he was very just to people. So he did his job excellent. Everybody respected, even the government people, the Khalifa's main people, they really respected for what he knows. So what happened is that Khidr alayhi salam would come and visit him all the time. Of course, with his grace, with his knowledge, with his exquisite manners, they became really good friends. I think it's called boast, like somebody who's your friend better than a friend. So they became really good friends. And he would come and visit him, they would exchange conversations, and this security chief would learn many things from him. But then he decided one day, okay, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to go live by myself, pray all day, fast all day, pray all night, so that I can spend more time and learn more from it. And he went to the Khalifa and he said, I'm going to resign. He resigned and he left. And he started living a life that he wanted to live. So he was fasting all day, praying all night. But Khidr alayhi salam never visited him. So he got really saddened. He started panicking. He started praying all day, all night. Oh Allah, what did I do wrong? Why is he not coming and visiting me? Because he loved him so much. And then finally in his dream, Khidr alayhi salam came to him and said that when you were the security chief, you were taking care of the people of the town justly. You were sacrificing yourself for the good of the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, just for yourself, you left that job. Now there's somebody who's zalim, who's oppressor. Now he is being mean to people. He's not treating them justly. So the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is suffering. So he realized his mistake. He went back to Khalifa. He asked for forgiveness. He said, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So he went back and got his job back, and he started helping people again. So may Allah have us cross paths with him, inshallah, and learn ilm from Khidr alayhi salam.